Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Welcome to our nightly reflections. This is Friday evening. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring khair and barakah and blessings to each and every one of our lives. Inshallah, we'll give brothers and sisters few more minutes so that they can all log in and join us. I'm just going to share this on my own page as well. We'll maybe give 30 more seconds before, inshallah. Just going to share that. We're just going to wait for a few more people to join us, and inshallah, we'll begin then. Just posting that. Walaikum salam, Brother Farhan. Okay. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب يسر ولا تؤسر وتممه لنا بالخير يا فتاه يا فتاه يا فتاح. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني رأيت 11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين. Respected brothers and elders, mothers and sisters in Islam, we are truly grateful and thankful for the bounties and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our lives. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase for all of us. May He keep us in the company of the righteous in this world. May He raise us amongst the righteous on the day of Qiyamah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fill our lives with mercy and rahmah, as all of us are in the need of the rahmah and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So brothers and sisters, tonight I want to share with you two very important and beautiful stories from the Quran, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I think this is so valuable for all parents who have young children, or those parents who want to nourish and raise their children in the proper manner. And I love these two stories because these two stories are the stories of two prophets raising their children. And for many of us who are raising children, they are so worried about how our children are going to turn out to be. So I think it's so important for us to reflect over these two stories that I will share with you. The first story is a famous story known to all of us, and that is the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. But I want you to listen to the story and introspect a point that I will share with you at the end of this story. So how is that story? The story is well known to us. We usually hear this at the time of Hajj, Eid al-Adha. We hear this story a lot, where this young child, Ismail alayhi salam, is told by his father, Ismail alayhi salam, that I have seen in my dream, أَنِّي أَذْبَحُكَ فَانظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. Oh my son, I have seen that I'm sacrificing you for the sake of Allah. What do you think? And this kid said, Ya أَبَتِ افْعَلْ مَا تُؤْمَرُ. Oh my dad, do as you have been ordained. You will find me amongst those who are patient. We all know that famous story. But I want you to compare this story with another story of a prophet and son in the Quran. And I want you to deduce or introspect a lesson that is very important for every mother and every father out there. So Ibrahim salam, and he's saying, oh my son, I have seen a dream, and the dreams of the prophets are wahi. They are revelation. According to Ahl Sunnah wal Jamaat, according to the foundations of our faith, the dreams of the prophets are wahi, and they are revelation. So now Prophet Ibrahim said, oh my son, I have seen a dream that I sacrifice you for the sake of Allah. What do you think, oh my son? Not that he's asking his permission, but he wants to see what his son will say. And he says, Ya abat if'al ma tu'mar. He says, oh my dad, don't even wait. Just do as you have been ordained, and you will find me amongst those who are patient. I want you to hold that story in your mind and your heart for a few seconds. In Surah Hud, one of the chapters of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that Nuh alayhi salam, who is ulul azmi min ar-rusul, amongst the great prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he tells his son, he said, "Oh my son, I have been ordained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that there's a huge adhab, a great punishment of Allah that is about to come upon us. Why don't you come upon the boat? Why don't you come upon the ark? And you will be saved." And the Quran says the reply of this son. And what did the son say? He said, "Oh my dad, forget you, I'll take care of my own self. I don't need your help. I can take care of my own self." And he says, "I will run on top of the mountain. I will go on top of Judi, which is the name of one of the mountains, and I will save myself. I don't need your help, Dad." Now the question, this is my first story. The question, brothers and sisters, especially mothers and fathers, I ask you this question. Please think about this. That these are two prophets of Allah, Ibrahim alayhi salam and Nuh alayhi salam. And both of them are known as ulul azmi min ar-rusul. There are 5 prophets who are known as ulul azm, as the Prophet ﷺ mentioned. And both of them are from amongst the ulul azm. So Ibrahim alayhi salam told his son, "I want to take your life because of the command of Allah." And he says, "I'm ready, Dad." And Nuh alayhi salam is saying, "I want to protect your life, my son, for the sake of Allah, from the command of Allah." And the son says, "I don't need your help." I want you to think about the answer. What makes, and both of them are biological children of the two prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What makes the two children so different? What makes one child able to give their lives and the other child not even ready to save their life from their father? And the answer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us in the Quran. And He mentions in Surah Tahrim, and He says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that the wife of Nuh alayhi salam never brought iman and faith. Which concludes to the answer is that when the mother and the father are both on the same page of raising righteous children, Allah will bring forth progeny which is correct and righteous. And vice versa. If the mother is righteous and the father is not, brothers and sisters, you won't be able to change the life of your children. And if the father is the Nabi, a prophet, and a woman is not able to change her life, you won't be able to change the life of your children. So my first lesson from the story is, brothers and sisters, for all of us who worry about our children, that they should be good individuals, we need to start from our own selves. Not only a mother, not only the father, both the parents must commit to change their life and come towards goodness if they want their children to be righteous. Second story, which is the theme for tonight's topic, and that is social eclipse. I'm going to need your undivided attention now. I know it's so hard to speak over the internet and sit in front of a camera, and then you have to sit in front of a screen and listen to me, but may Allah reward you for tuning in and listening to all this every day and sharing with others. The second story would require a lot more attention from you, and that is, I call this social eclipse, and allow me 10 more minutes, inshallah, but something that you're going to cherish for the rest of your lives. So, what is a lunar eclipse? What is a solar eclipse? All of us know about that, right? We went to science, we studied lunar eclipse, we studied solar eclipse. When the sun and the moon crosses their path, they go in front of one another, and then what happens? That it crosses the path, and it becomes dark. And it becomes dark, and the stars lose the radiance. You don't see any light outside because of the crossing of the path of the sun and the moon. This is the lunar and the solar eclipse that we know in science. I call another eclipse that happens every single day in our homes, and that is called a social eclipse. And I want to prove this from Surah Yusuf, which is the 12th surah of the Quran. And let me read this ayah of the Quran to you again. إِذْ قَالَ يُوسُفُ لِأَبِيهِ. And when Yusuf alayhi salam, the Prophet of Allah, who was a young child at that moment, he told his father, لِأَبِي, his father, يَا أَبَتِي, O my dad, إِنِّي رَأَيْتُ أَحَدَ عَشَرَ كَوْكَبٍ, O my dad, I have seen 11 stars, وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرِ, the sun and the moon, رَأَيْتُهُمْ لِي سَاجِدِينَ, I have seen all of these things do sajda to me. According to Mufassirun, according to the commentators of the Quran, the 11 stars, Ashara Kawkab, refers to 11 brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam. Washams refers to the radiance of the father. It's bright, you need it, but you can't have too much of it. Wal Qamar refers to the radiance of the mother, which is soft and nice, and you can spend a long time with that. So the interpretation of the dream that Yusuf alayhi salam saw at the end of the surah is that he will see his 11 brothers, he will see his father, he will see his mother. All of them will come to the court and they will do sajda. Because at that time, sajda was allowed in the Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is no sajda except for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the ayah of the Quran is giving us a foreshadowing of what's going to happen in future. But the ayah of the Quran also gave us an analogy. The children are like the stars. The father is like the sun. The mother is like the moon. Now let's connect this ayah of the Quran to our daily science. Brothers and sisters, I tell you this. As we have the lunar eclipse, as we have the solar eclipse, there happens an eclipse in our homes every single day. And that is called a social eclipse. And what is a social eclipse? That is when the sun and the moon, the mother and the father, do not fulfill the responsibilities as they are supposed to. When they begin to cross paths in manner that they're not supposed to. And what ends up happening? It becomes dark and we lose the radiance of the stars. And what are the stars in our home? And those are our children, brothers and sisters. We lose our children and the radiance of our children because of the relationship between husbands and wives. Brothers and sisters, I mentioned these two stories to you. One, the story of the comparison of Ibrahim alayhi salam with Nuh alayhi salam, saying that if you want change to come into your life or the life of your children, mothers and fathers, you need to be committed. You need to be strong in order to change the life of your children. You cannot have your children, forgive me for saying this, I love you all for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as brothers and sisters, but don't expect your children to go inside a masjid 5 to 7 and come back out super pious. Doesn't happen like that. There's no machine there that's going to make your children pious. You need to bring that environment within your own homes. Brothers and sisters, you need to be committed yourself in order to make that change. And last but not least, the lesson that I want to send behind or share behind with you with the social eclipse is, brothers and sisters, there are differences in every single household. There were issues even in the house of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are so many incidents, inshallah, maybe we can do one of the sessions on that where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Aisha radiallahu anha had this conversation which escalated to a level, but did not affect the people that were around them. So brothers and sisters, my humble request to all of you as parents out there is that if you really want an impact, a change in the life of your progeny and your children, it is you who need to make that first change and first difference. When we become the individuals, inshallah, that will allow us to change the life of our children as well. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give love and affection between the spouses. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uplift the difficulties in the hearts of families that are going through these difficult times. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the means of our hearts, the means of tranquility for our spouses between us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our children the coolest of our eyes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our progenies coming till the day of Qiyamah upon Iman and Islam. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be our guide at every single moment of our lives. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with us. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our gathering here tonight. And I again request all of you to make dua for the entire ummah. The hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions to us that the most beloved and the most accepted dua in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a dua that we make for others when they are not present. So it is indeed a time that we should make dua for the Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our gathering, and inshallah we'll see you tomorrow night. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.